Hey guys. What's up, motherfuckers? So, I put a post online the other day about accountability and how 90% of your own problems are your own fault. And I've got a little flack for it. A lot of people aren't really happy. And I guess either they're not reading it properly or they're not really thinking about it properly. But I just want to clarify, and that way I can lose people if I need to lose them. Everything that happens to you, and I'd say 90%, is your fault. I don't care what excuse you want to use, what reasoning you have. Bad job, you picked the job, you accepted the job. Bad health, more than likely your own choices throughout your life are causing your bad health. One of the arguments was birth control. You choose to take birth control. It's a choice, not something that somebody's putting a gun to your head. Your daily choices are a reflection of how you feel every day. Your mind processes, the way you choose to view things, how you choose to feel is your choice. Being depressed, we all get depressed. I've been through depression. I still have days where I don't necessarily want to keep going. But it is still a choice. I can choose to get up every morning and go, it's an awful day. This day sucks. I hate my life. Or, even if inside I'm kind of feeling that way, I can choose to change my mindset and say, today's a great day. I woke up, I took a breath, I'm alive. I have another chance to be a wonderful person. Okay? Life choices. You know, one of the arguments I got was thyroid, right? My mom literally had thyroid cancer. They had to cut her throat open and take out her thyroid. And she has to take a pill every single day or she dies. I've dealt with choice or with decisions in my life where people don't necessarily have control of it, but how you choose to handle it makes all the difference. You know, if you go around and like, I even say this with parenting. Anything your kid does is your fault. If your kid breaks a window, that's your fault. Why weren't you watching them? Why didn't you teach them how to properly throw? Whatever the case may be, it's your fault. Your kid steals something from the grocery store, your fault. Your kid gets on a roll, your fault. I didn't say how to be negative. We have to take responsibility. We have to stop going, well, if so-and-so had a blah, 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 then I wouldn't have blah, 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 blah. No, you have your choices. You choose the people you're around. You choose the jobs you take. You choose everything in your life. You do. Whether you want to admit it, whether you want to accept it, whatever's going on with you right now is 100, or more than likely 100% on you. There are things that we can't control. I can't control that I was born with my hips out of my socket and that occasionally my leg just stops working. But you know what? I still drag it behind me. I literally drag my leg behind me when it pops out of socket. I have people that have watched me do this.
I've seen it. I had to pop it.
I don't go, I can't walk because my leg isn't working. My leg isn't working. I'm still walking. Okay? I have been diagnosed with many, many fucking mental disorders through my life. I reject that shit. Do you know why? The majority of you guys that have been diagnosed with a mental disorder were diagnosed with it probably before you hit 20 or 25. Did you know that your brain doesn't even stop growing until you actually hit the age of 25, 24 or 25? That's when your brain fully matures. That's when you're actually mentally an adult. So if you're diagnosed with a bipolar disorder or some kind of manic depressive disorder at the age of 15 when you're trying to figure out life, disregard that shit. Okay? Go take another one. I guarantee you there ain't shit wrong with you. And if there is, you can work on it. Okay? Don't allow your problems to be your excuses. If you don't like what I'm saying, unfriend me. I don't give a fuck. I don't need people around me who use excuses to justify their shitty actions, shitty behaviors, or bad habits. Okay? Anyway, like I said, really look at yourself, really realize that the majority of the things that you're not happy with in life, you have caused. I'm not happy with my van being shitty, but I drove it like 130,000 miles in 3 years. So I caused that. It's really simple. You know, I can blame a lot of people for a lot of things in my life. I've had a pretty shitty life. I've had a lot of shitty things happen to me. I can still also blame myself for them because I made certain choices in my life that caused me to be led to those circumstances. Take responsibility and shed it. Because once you start taking responsibility for your actions, you become more empowered. When you're more empowered, you feel better. When you feel better, you're less likely to be depressed. And if you are depressed, there are ways around it other than medication. You can tell me science and all of this shit, but I went to therapy for started therapy in when I was 7, and I stopped going to therapy a couple years ago, so 20 plus years. I have yet to have a doctor actually help me do a goddamn thing. I've had more pills shoved down my throat in the last 15 years than I've ever wanted to take on my own. I've had pills cause me to have seizures, pass out, black out, do things to me that no drug has ever done. And they always tell me that I have to do this my whole life. I hit a certain age and I don't feel right. I went back to the doctor and they literally told me that every diagnosis I'd ever had was false and there's nothing wrong with me. So, just check it. Remember, science is a practice. And 200 years ago, they used to hang people for it. I love you.